Hey guys, this is Curtis Cash, and today I'm going to be doing a tag video, and the tag I'm going to be doing is my first time video. I didn't know what tags to do specifically, so I watched other YouTubers and got ideas from them. The first tag I'm going to be doing was my first hospital visit. And my first hospital visit was when I was 4 years old. I was in my backyard and I had a bunch of milk crates stacked up. You know what those are? Like those box thingies that had like X. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I had those stacked up and I was trying to climb on top of my shed for some obscene reason. I have no idea. Anyways, I was trying to get on top of there and I lost my balance and I fell, and one of the milk crates landed on my tiny arm and broke it. So that's when I went to the hospital. The next one was my first principal's office visit. That was in the second grade. This boy kept taunting me in the lunch line, and I eventually had enough and I beat the absolute shit out of him, and he actually went to the hospital. When my mom tells me this, I don't even believe her that I did that, but apparently I did. So that was my first principal's office visit. Next is my first word, and this was when I don't even know. My first word, my cousin swears to God that it was my first word, was God damn it. Well, I guess that's 2 words, but those were my first words. I was going to my fridge and I got out a 2-liter bottle of soda and I lost my grip and it fell on the floor, and like it didn't explode or spill or anything. It was like totally fine. So I just like, it fell, and she was in the other room and she looked over when it fell and she watched me, and then as it fell I went, God damn it. So I think I have my grandfather to blame for that, but I'm not pointing any fingers. Next was my first pet, and this little girl down the street, her mom was a breeder of cats, and they offered to give me one, and I of course said yes, being this little 5-year-old who obviously wanted any kind of pet. So I got a cat, and I surprised my mom with it because I didn't tell anybody that I was getting a cat. So one day I just came home with a cat, and I kept it for as long as I can remember, but one day she ran away, so yeah. Okay, next is my first job, and I haven't had a job yet, but I guess you could count my first job as babysitting. I've been babysitting for like 3 years now. I haven't been doing it recently since high school, so yeah, that's super exciting. But I guess babysitting would be my first one. Next is my first cell phone. I had this humongous cell phone. It was like a deck of cards. It was like this big and it was thick, and it was actually pretty nice. Like the whole front was like touchscreen, but it slid up and it had like a full keyboard. It was pretty awesome. But yeah, that was my first cell phone. My first car, I haven't had my first car yet. I haven't been fortunate enough, so yeah, that's still pending. My first boyfriend, we can call him No. And but yeah, I had my first boyfriend in 7th grade. 7th grade, it was super alien to me, this whole relationship idea. But yeah, we dated for a long time, like 3 days. So yeah, it's pretty epic. Next is the first person that I texted today, and the first person that I texted today was my current boyfriend. So yeah, good morning text. I love you. My first tweet, it's not that hard to remember because I only have like 200 tweets, which you guys can follow me. I'll put my link in the description. My first tweet was, I can't even remember. It was probably something really stupid. I don't know. It's probably like, hey, come and follow me, guys. Like, I don't even know. My first best friend was a girl named Haley, that lived down the street from my house where I grew up in until I was 6. And we were friends until I moved out of that house. So she was my first real best friend. Next was my first fear. And my first fear, I'm pretty sure, was of my first dog. It wasn't mine, it was my mom's, but God, that dog hated me. It was a little Pomeranian named Cece. And God, I hated that dog. And she probably hated me too. She growled and bit me like every time I tried to pet her. So I was like, whoa, bitch, you know, whatever. Just leave me alone. And lastly was my first sibling. And my first sibling is my only youngest sibling. He's Kevin, and he is 9. So he is 6 years younger than me. And yeah, that pretty much sums up my first time tag video. So if you guys want to see more, comment and subscribe, like my video, whatever. I'll put all my social media in the description so you guys can keep up to date with what's going on in my life, and maybe next time I have videos planned. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll see you guys later. Bye.